Hello, and welcome to Embryo House Embryo Pink video newsletter. Today we are going to be talking about all things Embryo House, all things Embryo Pink, and all things WitchHouse Records. And first we are going to be talking about the White Gardenia's King James Biblical Anthology coming out on new film order. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy this brand new episode of Embryo House Embryo Pink video newsletter. And welcome. First, we are going to talk about the White Gardenia's King James Biblical Anthology. Now, my part is done. I have finally finished up the last piece that I was basically asked to do of Revelations. Altogether, I believe I've done about 14 to 16 segments for the anthology, and I'm so excited about seeing this. It has been a year, if not more, in the making. I know I've been working on it for about a year now, and my time has come to a close with it, and now it's just basically, Daniel's time is doing a lot of editing, cleaning up everything, making sure things run smoothly. I know that there hasn't been an official release date for it yet through New Film Order, but once it is, then I shall pass it on to you. I cannot wait for this to come out. Now, once New Film Order does get a release done, Embryo House is going to do a special release for it. And as everybody knows, it will be a very small, limited run. There's going to be a lot of things added into it to give it its special, feel and touch and look to how Embryo House does things. And then from there, once I get everything taken care of, getting all the design work done for it, working out the costs of how much the release is going to be, and then I'm going to go from there. Again, I don't want to jump the gun. I make a lot of mistakes like that, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But once New Film Order makes an announcement on it, then I'll make an announcement on it from there. Then next we are going to be talking about Embryo House. Embryo House had Symbolicus Volume 3 released last year. I wanted to do at least 2 to 3 releases a year. Unfortunately, things didn't pan out like I wanted them to this year. I know that, I still have, the rest of 2024 to do a film for Embryo House. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I just began filming the last parts of ep.5. That's still basically in its planning aspect of things, because of course my harebrained ideas get out of hand a lot of times. If you haven't seen, I just did an announcement for seeking out 10 experimental music artists to contribute music to the film. Now, don't get me wrong, like, I'm still in the infancy stages of even remotely scratching the surface of editing ep.5. I am hoping to target a release date later this year, and I'm talking much later this year. But I don't know. I have no idea. This world is super cray cray, and I'm just trying to, take one day at a time with planning. I fund everything myself except for the love and the support that the gracious individuals who purchase AP perks help out with that. And that is absolutely something that I'm so grateful for. But that being said, I still fund everything. Like, I fund the costs of the production of these releases, and ep.5 is still in the process of being filmed. It took a back seat when I signed on to do the White Gardenia's King James Biblical Anthology, and so that the anthology took precedence over ep.5, and I'm grateful for that, because I have remained so busy with creating film the last year, and I am extremely elated to be part of it. Now, going into ep.5, I am in the early plannings of seeking out artists. I have a very tiny, small community of people that are supportive. Maybe 5% of them, maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure, are musicians, but the music has to be concise with the footage. I'm not going to just add anybody to this. Now, the black metal band The Lonely, they're out of Mexico. They have signed on to, I got permission to use Self-Destruction for the ending credits for the film. So we got one. I've also been in talks with another individual out of Australia who reached out immediately to me. I don't know if it's going to pan out. We're in the middle of talking and working things out between, us and them. And I'll know more when that time comes. White Gardenia is still doing the music for ep.5, and once ep.5 is done filming, the editing is done, everything is smoothed out, it runs beautifully. Le Trist and the short from Symbolicus Volume 3 is added into it. It will be my first feature-length film, and so it works like an anthology. But it's not an anthology. I know it's very confusing, but that, I digress. We are going to, I have a wonderful idea for the release, and we'll go from there. There's also other news for Embryo House. I'm in early stages of talking with a very close person in my life who also works in film. There's nothing set in stone. Like I said, it's very early, just very early in the stages of talking about Embryo House releasing one of their older films. Once I work out all the kinks and the cost, is it going to make money, those sorts of things, then I will be able to speak more about it. It is something that I really want to do. Like, I am really, really hoping that this works out, because it would be a dream come true for me. I absolutely love this movie. Seeing Embryo House do a release for it would be absolutely just amazing. It would be probably one of the milestones for Embryo House if this does pan out. But again, it's so early. And I've made mistakes on announcing things that just have unfortunately fallen through, and it's not because of the filmmakers, it's because of me and getting all riled up and ready to say something about it, and nothing ever comes to fruition. Unfortunately, it happened with the Victor Bonacore thing. It's just stalled, and that's okay, because it's not his or the other filmmaker's fault. It's mine, because I should have not said anything. I should have been more patient on seeing how things panned out for that. These individuals, these artists have a lot in their lives that they can't just set aside to make a movie for Embryo House or Embryo Pink. and I respect that, and I understand that. It is up to me to be more patient on announcing things. All Wounds Scream at Once is still, it's still in focusing on releasing a limited edition release for that. It's, again, it's all based on time, and hopefully once I get more information, I will be able to give it to you. Running a film company that is purely underground, that releases abstract art house films, absolutely one of the most difficult things to do. There's no one out there really that actually makes these type of films, and it's hard to find them. So it ultimately is placed into my lap to release my own material. Even though I would love to release other people's work, it's just not happening the way I was hoping it to be. Now, it doesn't mean I'm quitting, so don't worry about that. That's not happening. It's just, it takes more time. Embryo House is still very much in the, sorry about the pun, the embryonic stage. We are still little embryos here, and it's growing. I mean, Embryo House, Embryo Pink, essentially is 2 years old coming up this June. And so we are very young here, and it's self-funded. We don't do any Indiegogos or anything like that. It's all coming out of my pocket, except for when someone purchases the associate producer perks. So it takes a long time, and I hope that in time I'm able to find other filmmakers that are willing to give me the honor to create a release for their films. But with that being said, right now it's Etuf Masal that is the focus, and hopefully I'm able to release it towards the end of this year, if not this year, beginning of next year. Now let's move into talking about Embryo Pink. Now, Embryo Pink is still planning to do a release for the White Gardenia Vivian K. Quintero collaboration release. Again, you're gonna hear a lot of this. Me and Daniel's time has been taken up quite a bit by the anthology, and so now that is coming to a close, we are able to focus on finishing up the collaboration. I'm not sure what Daniel's other commitments are. We've been in constant communication with one another, and hopefully we're able to, get this finished. If I don't do a release for Embryo House, I would actually love to get Embryo Pink's first release out this year. Those things are just, again, in planning. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort, patience with creating what we create. And so once all of that's said and done, half of it's already done. I mean, I already have half of the film is already in the can. Now it's just getting the second part finished. And also it's going to be in a collaboration with the White Gardenia full-length album. And that is going to be released on vinyl as well. So it's going to be basically 2 parts together. It'll be the film and it'll be the vinyl released together. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a separate release for the two. We'll have to see. It just really depends on, it really depends on everything, how it's going to turn out. From that standpoint, once I'll cross that road when I get to it. But the White Gardenia Vivian K. Quintero collaboration film still on track for this year. Again, taking our time, and hopefully I'll be able to have something for you either by I'm hoping the end of fall. That is what I'm hoping will happen. Now, do I know if it's going to? I don't know. We're just having to see. But we'll see. Again, we're just taking our time with this. We're making sure that we're crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, and making sure that everything runs smoothly for the both of us. It's kind of hard to plan this. I mean, I don't even know how Daniel got the anthology put together as well as he did. So from that standpoint, we'll cross that road when we come to it. All right. And finally, we are here to talk about WitchHouse Records. 2024 is a huge year for WitchHouse Records. We are coming up on the first ever Seasons of the Witch House. It is a 4 vinyl series. It will be Dr. Gloves with Nightstock in June. Then it's Coffin Birth. And then from Coffin Birth's full-length album that comes out in July, it'll be David Stojan's album that comes out in August. And then we wind out the summer with Lolly Samurai with their full-length. Pre-orders go up on May 3rd. And so by the time that this video is put up, it's already up. If you want to just purchase an album, then obviously let, as you're sending in the pre-order money, indicate what album you want to purchase and your t-shirt size along with the correct address. That will be $60, and that comes with a lot of things. As you already know, it comes with the vinyl, the t-shirt, 2 buttons, a print, and a sticker. And that's for all 4 of the albums. Then if you decide that you want all 4 of the releases and you want to pre-order them all at one time, it'll be $240. And again, just make sure you specify your t-shirt size and a correct address. Seasons of the Witch House 2025 is actually already in motion. We have Psychonaut is already signed on for next year's release. I'm looking at a couple of other artists. WitchHouse Records is going to be doing the White Gardenia release on vinyl. It's also planning on doing, when ep.5 finally gets the finalization of all the artists plan to do their track for ep.5. WitchHouse Records is actually going to be doing 2 records for that. It will be the White Gardenia soundtrack. That will include music from Letrist, and McCrux, and then also ep.5. And so there's going to be 2 vinyls. Not sure. I've been working with Kunaki on getting this done. I'm kind of figuring out how much they want on vinyls. Typically, if it's like 20 minutes per side, then of course I'm going to have to edit things down. But I'll cross that path when we come to it. It's a monumental thing to be releasing anyways. If you're an artist and you're watching this and you're interested in reaching out to me and talking to me about having one of your songs, it doesn't have to be brand new. It could be an older track. As I said before, I'm in talks with an artist from Australia, and The Lonely has already signed on to do they've given me permission to use their song Self-Destruction. But that's going to be the ending credits. And so all these things are kind of taking their time and, their place in my schedule of not only working a full-time job, but putting this all together. But so far, Dr. Gloves release I have everything for it. It is just getting everything to Kunaki to do the pressings for the vinyl. And then I can't really do any of the t-shirt pressings yet because of the fact that each t-shirt is going to be specified to the purchaser's size. I'm not going to have only 20 large and 3 smalls and 5 mediums. I make damn sure that I get the specified size for the individual that purchased the seed or the t-shirts. So once all that comes in, I'll have everything ready to go. Now, if you do purchase anything after the the pre-order date, and that means it's up to the release. So if you're waiting to purchase the Coffin Birth, you have until July, I believe, 27th for the Coffin Birth release. Now, if you purchase Coffin Birth after that, you're gonna have to, it's gonna take time, because of course I do a lot of one pressings and one-offs, if you will. And of course, I'm then at the mercy of the printers. All the buttons are going to be done right away. All the prints are going to be done right away. All the stickers are going to be done right away. Vinyls are going to be done right away. I'm still waiting for Coffin Birth to get everything to me for their full length. Still waiting for David Stojan to get his finishing touches on his EP. And then also I'm waiting on Lolly Samurai. Dr. Gloves is the only artist that I guess I can rely on here. I'm just joking, but so far it's okay, because I know that David is in the works of finally getting that done. I know Lolly Samurai, I've been in talks with them. They're almost done with their full length. So all this stuff everything will work itself out. I know for a fact it will. So this summer is summer of the Witch House. I hope that people enjoy these releases. Next year is going to be just as cray-cray. Once I get more artists in, there's 3 more openings. So if you are interested in doing a release for the WitchHouse Records Summer of the Witch House 2025 series, reach out to me and let me know. We will go from there. But May 3rd, it's already up there. Send your pre-orders through to wordsofhorror@gmail.com. That is the Gmail account tied to my PayPal. USA orders are all post-paid. Unfortunately, because UK orders and overseas purchases are so, the cost of postage is going up. Unfortunately, you're going to have to contribute some cost to the postage. I will figure all that stuff out as the orders come in. There is a limited of 25 of each vinyl. So if you miss out, this is it. I'm not repressing these things. If you know me and you know how I handle with my releases from Embryo House, Embryo Pink, and WitchHouse Records, I do a limited run, and that's it. That's it. I don't repress anything. Latrace is going to be the only thing that is going to be seen again, because Latrace is tied into ep.5. So, and that's being re-edited. So it's not going to be, it will be in its entirety, but it will be edited throughout ep.5. So it's not going to be like one lump sum. Now, when I do the release for that, will I probably do as an extra of having those films on there as, extras where you can just watch it individually? I probably will. But again, that's, it has nothing to do with WitchHouse Records. But anyways, pre-orders up May 3rd, and if you're interested, grab them, because they're going to go fast. Beyond that is all for WitchHouse Records. All right, and this is the conclusion to the brand new episode of the Embryo House Embryo Pink video newsletter. I don't have so much going out there for me to do these continuously. Thank you for being patient. I'm looking forward to how the end of this year winds out. This year has been going by like lightning fast. So it's insane on how fast this year has gone by, and we're already in May. Keep in contact with me if you're interested in anything. Check my Facebook page, Vivian K. Quintero. Check my Instagram at VK Quintero. Just a little bit of news. A lot of people have asked me to talk to Coffin Birth about getting them to do a social media page. They hate social media, but they are really considering allowing me to put something together for them and managing it. I've also been in, talks with a couple of very loving and close friends of mine who have been continuously encouraging me to do a website. I am not entirely sure if I want to do that, but again, who knows? Things always seem to change in our lives. But anyways, thank you for taking your time to watch this. And hopefully I will be able to see and meet each and every one of you someday at a convention or something like that. Who knows? Maybe WitchHouse Records and, you know, Embryo House, Embryo Pink will have a table someday. I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much. I love you all so. You all take care. Bye-bye.